Hi, I'm making this video. Let me see if I can adjust this a tiny bit. I can get a little bit better there. Um, I'm trying to watch Yvette Carnell's latest video. Yeah. So if you're watching this, if you're one of my subscribers that popped out of nowhere because I don't really have a channel with anything on it yet, just you obviously can watch this video, but this video is specifically just kind of putting a pin for a response for another YouTuber, this really brilliant woman. Her name is Yvette Carnell, and she does this show called Breaking Brown. That it's all about black wealth, disparity. Basically, she's making a case for reparations using data and numbers, and I think it's brilliant. I think she's brilliant. I think her strategy is brilliant. What I don't think is brilliant is this last episode she had where she denied that there is, I guess, what I would say is denying that there's black male advantage over black females. The case essentially she makes is that because there is no wealth advantage by black females, by black males over black females, and that must mean that there is no male patriarchy. I'm not done with the whole video, but so far it's that. Then there's other things like for sexual experience, she said she had Dr. Tommy Curry on to talk about the fact that that men are, especially black men, well, black men is who he's talking about, are subject to sexual assault, including statutory rape at numbers, like really astronomical numbers. And if anything, that would prove that black males are victims of the patriarchy just as much as females. And with that, I will agree. Black males are, in fact, victimized by the patriarchy as much as females. And I'm here on Yvette Carnell's Facebook page, and her last Facebook post about her video where she's, at least from what I see here, where she's posting her video, says, it's really interesting how there's no black patriarchy keeps getting translated as stop blaming black women. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm blaming white supremacy. The sentence is a little bit awkward. But okay. So what she means here, okay, she's trying to make the case there's no black patriarchy, and on that point, I will agree. There is no systemic power for black males. There isn't. But what there is toxic masculinity among black males, and that much cannot be denied. And that's something that can't be quantified in dollars, right? So fearing rape, or just knowing that you can't go down the street in any neighborhood, white or black, without being harassed by the men on the street, that's not something that they pay you for or don't pay you for at your job in retail. Like, that doesn't, so we're talking here about things that cannot be quantified, right? Like maternal workload, right? Okay, so black males and black females have about similar wealth outcomes, seems to be the case. And again, I have to really get through this. But, who wipes the most asses? Who's wiping the most asses? Who's cleaning up the most vomit? Who's giving the most birth? Like, there's so much work that females do that's unpaid, that's unacknowledged, that is completely invisible. And you know what? It's completely disingenuous for Yvette to make this video. Like, the absurdity. Like, I'm just sitting here like, come on. Like, she's so fucking brilliant and is a female, ostensibly. And I don't want that to be mischaracterized or something. Like, I'm trying to be offensive. I'm not. What I'm saying is I understand her to be a female, and I think that all females intrinsically understand that we are devalued in this society. So whether or not maybe black males and black females generate the same wealth outcomes, well, that's fine. But for that same amount of wealth, we do and endure so much more. And then these arguments that, oh, well, black males don't have protection from the system, so that means that they don't have power. When she's mentioning sexual assault. And it's like, well, if black males, first of all, isn't that a problem for people that are looking to to define blackness outside of our relationship with whiteness, outside of our relationship with white authority. So the fact that black males can rape black females, like the fact that they have to answer for it doesn't fucking mean anything to me, because you're talking about answering to the white police state. That doesn't fucking make sense to me, honestly, Yvette. But the fact that black males disrespect their women the way they do, that to me alone is evidence of a serious black toxic masculinity problem that needs to be addressed and cannot be addressed by whitey. Tommy Curry wants to have it addressed by whitey. He wants to have, I don't know, like programs in the schools that address, you know, our sons and stuff like that. And it's like, you know what, that might work, that might be okay. But the problem that has to be solved is toxic masculinity, among others, right? So toxic masculinity does not come from females, and that cannot be attributed to females as a place of genesis. Now, what has happened is that a lot of females, in order to endure this system, we have had to take up traits of toxic masculinity. So that has that manifests in, you know, like aggressive behavior, hyper defensiveness, violence, you know, the things we have to do to survive, to try to keep ourselves safe and try to keep ourselves going for the next day. It is victim blaming. So, you know, when we stop blaming black women, I mean, that is what you're doing. You have a huge blind spot here about things that we do and endure that you're not addressing, and that constitutes misogynoir. I don't know how else to put that, but I'm going to try to get through the rest of this video and calm the fuck down, and really try to listen to what you're saying. But at the same point, at the same time, I can't help but keep going back to the fact that this conversation that Yvette and Tommy Curry, and what's that dude, Irony, have is being kept very narrow for, you know, their very specific political purposes. And that's just not fair to black women, because the reality of our lives can't be solved by pretending that we don't have a disproportionate struggle, even if that struggle isn't measured in greenbacks. So I'm just gonna leave it here. Hopefully I'll get through this and I'll be able to come back and put out something more comprehensive. But I did want to put this out in case there are any anybody that watches Yvette Carnell's show. And like I say, she's fucking brilliant. This is the work she's doing is fucking incredible. But for the sisterhood, somebody's got to say something like this. So that's what I'm doing, and I'll try to come back to this. Please free to leave comments, constructive ones. Hopefully, not a lot of hate, because I don't really like that. But I will get into it with you if you do post. So I'm not scared of you. Anybody, not Yvette. Just I'm talking about trolls. I am a little bit scared of Yvette, but that's fine, because I think we're gonna be on the same team. I hope. So yeah, I'll come back to this, and I hope I'll be able to have a fuller bodied response, where I outline why this view of things is far too narrow to serve our communities. So hopefully stay tuned for that. See you next time.